Good morning, students. I am your English teacher Irshad. Today I have to teach you a poem titled A Tiger in the Zoo. This is the poem which I have to teach you today. This poem has been written by a famous writer belonging to Wales, and the name of the poet or the writer is Leslie Norris. Actually, he is not only a poet but he is also a short story writer. Means he has multi talent, and on the basis of his multi talent he has got many awards, and he has given many excellent his work of art. So from them here is a poem which we have to read today, we have to study today. Actually, through this very poem, poet has tried to convey us that human beings and animals, everything has its own natural habit, and if human being is living in its natural habit, then human beings are happy, they are satisfied, they are getting all varieties of enjoyment. Like this, if animals are living in its own natural habit, then animals have freedom, animals live their lifestyle as they want, and they do not face any type of problem. So this is the theme of this very poem, that everything should get his own habit itself, and nobody should come in the way of its natural habitat. So through this very poem, there is a character tiger, and that very tiger is at two places. First place is this, that when tiger is living in the forest, then what is his condition, and if the same tiger is living in the zoo, in cage, then what is his condition. Both the situations have been expressed here, both the situations have been expressed here, and with the help of these very poems we will come to know about its message also. So here poet has said that actually tiger used to live in the forest, and when the tigers are in the forest, then tigers are free to do whatever they want. They prey other animals, they kill other animals for their survival, and they get flesh from the body of other animals, but they do not do these very things for the purpose of fun, for the purpose of their hobby. And if the tigers are in the forest, then they not only encircle itself at one particular place, but the tiger wander here and there in the whole forest. But if the same tiger is put in the zoo in a particular cage, then the tiger do not get its freedom, and the tiger becomes totally inactive, and the tiger avoid the coming of the people, that who is coming, who is going, and we people go to forest for the purpose of watching the tiger in a vehicle. We also go to zoo for the purpose of watching the tiger. It is said that eyes of the tigers are very very fearful. When we saw the tiger's eyes, then we becomes very fearful, and we do not face the tiger directly, but we see the tiger only in the cage, or in the after sitting in the vehicle we see the tiger. Here if the tiger is free, then the tiger also kills many animals, and even it is also said that the feet of the tiger, the claws of the tiger, that is very soft. When the tiger starts to run or starts to walk, it does not create any type of sound. And even nowadays we people have become very crazy towards the wood, and for this very purpose we have started to cut the plant, and due to this now the area of the forests are continuously going to decrease. So earlier the tigers were getting its natural habitat in the forest very well, but nowadays the tigers are losing its natural habitat, and due to this very reason the tigers have started to attack on the village which is near the forest. So this is the reason that many times the tigers have attacked on the pet animal of the nearest village which is near the forest, and sometimes it has also harmed the people. So people of the village near the forest, they are very frightened, they become very fearful. So now we should come to this very poem, and this poem has been divided into 5 stanzas. Just see this poem: stanza 1, stanza 2, stanza 3, stanza 4 and stanza 5. We all will discuss about these all stanzas. Just look here. Here stanza 1, 4 and 5 express the tiger's presence in the cage, and stanza 2 and 3 expressed the tiger's presence in the forest. Means when the tiger is in the forest, then how the tiger is feeling, and if the same tiger is in the cage, then how the tiger is feeling. Everything has been expressed here. So now just come to the poem. Poem is here. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quite in his quiet rays. Means stanza 1, it expresses the tiger's presence in the cage, and here it has been said that on the body of the tigers there are different types of shine. There are different types of spot, and those very spots makes the tiger very beautiful and very attractive. Even when the tiger starts to run or starts to wander, then it does not create any type of sound. And even if the tiger is in the cage, but the tiger is showing its angry nature, but it has no power to come out from the cage and to show its angry nature according to its freedom. Just come to the second stanza. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through the long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. This stanza expresses the tiger's presence in the forest. Here it has been said that when tiger lives in the forest, then for the purpose of searching food material or for the purpose of preying other animals, tiger try to hide itself in the forest, in the long grass, and when deer or any grass eater animals come to water body for the purpose of drinking water, then suddenly the tiger attacks on the grass eater animals and kills that animal and get food material from the body of that grass eater animals. Now come to stanza 3. Stanza 3 is here. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle edge, bearing his white fangs, his claws terrorizing the village. This stanza also expresses the tiger's presence in the forest. When the tiger is in the forest, then tiger lives its life as it wants. And here it is said that I have already expressed that nowadays the area of the forests are going to decrease. Due to this, sometimes the tigers also enters in the village of the people who are living near the forests. And when tiger comes in the village, then it creates the fearful situations due to its sound and its teeth and also its claws, and the people of the village, they become very fearful. So now just come to stanza 4. In stanza 4 here, but he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. This stanza expresses the tiger's presence in the cell or in the cage in the zoo. And according to this stanza, the tiger is very ferocious, the tiger is very powerful animal, but if the same animal is in the cage, then this tiger lose its ability and it becomes just like a dead animals. Yes, really it is powerful, but it has nothing to do with the coming visitors. Means people come to the zoo for the purpose of watching the tiger, and tiger ignore those very people, those very visitors, because the tiger is completely helpless in the cage. Now come to stanza 5. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. In the daytime, audience go to zoo for the purpose of watching the tiger, but at night nobody goes there, and patrolling police or the caretakers, they look after the animals, they look after the whole zoo, and when they come by vehicles and the light of the vehicles falls on the eye of the tiger, then the tiger tries to hide its eye. Means at that very time tiger starts to turn its face and it starts to see towards the sky. Means here it is said that now tiger has nothing to do itself, but the tiger has to live under the care of the people. So this is the explanation, and through this very poem, the message of this very poem is we have not to come in the way of anybody, either that is human being or either that is very tiger. So now there are some literary devices in this very poem, so just see those very literary devices. Here at first come to the rhyming scheme. The rhyming scheme of stanza 1 is ABCB. Just see, stripes, cage, quite, rage. Here cage and rage, they both are, the pronunciation or sound of both is same due to this B and B. So its whole rhyming scheme ABCB. Here personification has been used. Here for the animals we use it, but here he pronoun has been used for the tiger. So here he is personification. And also velvet. Velvet means very soft thing, and here velvet is a metaphor, because the feet of the tiger is very soft and it does not create any sound. Once again come to stanza 2nd. Imagery. Here lurking in shadow. Lurking means hide. Tiger hide itself in the long grass for the purpose of attacking on other animals. So here lurking in shadow is a imagery. Again enjambment. Here stanza 2 line number 2 and 3 express the presence of enjambment. Enjambment means when two continuous lines comes without any punctuation marks, then both the lines are called enjambment. So here second line and third line. In second line and third line there is no any punctuation marks. Alliteration. When the same word repeats, then that is called alliteration. Here plump, pass. The first letter of both word is P. Plump starts P and pass also starts P. So here presence of alliteration. Now come in the third stanza. The rhyming scheme of the third stanza is also same, ABCB. And here I have already expressed everything. Now come in stanza 3. Its rhyming scheme is also same, ABCB. And now come in stanza 4. Its rhyming scheme is also ABCB. Here after the end of this second line, this third line ends without any punctuation mark. So here once again there is presence of enjambment. So this is the poem which I have explained just now, and you all students read this very poem very carefully and try to learn these very poems, and